to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, I don't know. You left your job?
Good day, fine sirs. Welcome, everybody, to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Whew. That was a strong salt.
Salt hit us.
Yes, it did. How are you, my friend?
I'm well, Mike. You know, I start the week, however, with a level of trepidation.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sweet Pie is getting into dance class.
I'd like to say I'm shocked at this announcement, but
This is
I've been around Sweet Pie.
potentially
She's
a very bad thing.
really.
Oh, the
she's good
expense of
though.
it.
Every time I see her, she's doing cartwheels and somersaults and handstands.
Well, that's what acro class is for.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, there's acro, and then there's hip hop, and there's lyrical. Yeah,
What happened to
and
the
pole dancing.
standard fare jazz and tap? Wasn't that the route
I
girls
think
went?
those exist too.
They do.
Should I put the kibosh on this?
I don't know. Can you do that to the Sweet Pie? You can't even say no to candy for the Sweet Pie. How are you going to turn down dance
That's a
classes?
great point.
Has that always been going on, by the way, these girls doing the dance out in public thing?
I think Gab did that when she was growing up. She did dance class.
No, I mean like out in, like if Sweet Pie comes over, is that just a child thing? Like they don't care where they are. They're
Oh,
gonna
where she
do-
just starts busting out with cartwheels
Yeah.
and shit. I don't know.
'Cause
She's the only girl I've ever had, and I don't.
When Beth and I were at the fireworks, there were like 4 or 5 girls at the fireworks as well on the golf course, and they had to have been in high school, like maybe freshman year, obviously young.
They were doing all that shit.
Dude,
backhand springs.
They looked exactly like Sweet Pie. They're doing dance moves, and I couldn't tell if it was like cheerleading. They would bust out like a cheerleading thing, and then they're doing handstands and splits. It was like, girls,
Well,
what are we doing?
I think
All
it's
I know-
always been a thing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's bigger than ever, though.
well,
with the
Dance
whole-
Moms.
Oh,
the show Dance Moms.
I'm a
That's-
dance mom, Mike.
Ooh, what's Dance Moms?
It's a reality show. It's ridiculous.
Where that
It's
fat ass
probably-
yells at kids about how terrible they are at dancing.
Abby something or other. She has a dance studio, and there's a bunch of conflict between the moms and Abby all the time. I
Okay.
can't believe Abby didn't pick Chloe to be the top dancer this week and some shit. You know, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah.
bicker back and forth, and apparently it's all scripted, whatever. But
Sure.
I'm sitting there, and I mean, there's a level of truth to this shit. I mean, this didn't spring out of nowhere, because I've sat in a couple of these classes now outside the room,
Right.
and there's a lot of clucking going on.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's exactly it. I'm trying to interpret. I'm trying to figure out exactly what means.
Yeah, right.
But dude, yeah, it's
Between parents or the kids?
no, the parents.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the kids are into the classrooms, and the parents go.
So why is this a big deal? Like the boys play soccer and other sports. That's no big deal. Like why would it be a big deal?
Dude,
like what are you
Apparently, it's a ton of money. Like I don't fully appreciate how much it could be, but
to dance? Why
yes,
is dancing expensive?
Dude, there's all kinds of costumes and shit. They get a new costume for every number, and you could be in like 8 numbers in a recital, and then you could be in like 5 recitals a year.
What do
You can
poor
see how it's
kids
just
do?
exponentially ridiculous. They don't dance.
Really?
Yeah, it isn't.
Yeah, here's Dance Moms. It's ridiculous. Is it done now, or is it still going? Yeah, there's Abby Lee.
Ooh.
I don't actually
Familiar?
We are going to the most famous zip code.
90210?
Oh my God, we're going to Beverly Hills.
See, there's all the clucking moms.
Oh, yeah, look at them,
Most
too.
attended nationals, the 90210.
I was trying to get one where
This
they're yelling at
is
some
very
kids.
disturbing. This routine should leave the judges feeling something. The piece that I created, the last
Get her
text,
yelling.
was important. It was a message, and I was
Yeah,
excited about
yes,
it.
dude. The
And I
moms
think
are
when I get
ridiculous on
excited
that.
about
Yeah,
something,
they
it carries
look
over.
like what are those pageant moms?
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of has a feeling of
Similar to that whole thing. They're living through their daughters totally.
yeah.
You know, their egos are fucked if their daughter doesn't get picked to do whatever. If
Ugh.
their daughter comes in second and shit. Look at them too. They're all these washed up gross
You want to
chicks.
come after somebody? Come after me, Kathy, because you won't win.
Ugh. That's Jay in the
wanted to
background. I saw
spy.
one dad in the
She wanted
back.
to
Dude,
create
yeah.
havoc with the mothers.
So I'm wondering
and that's
if
exactly what she
I
did.
should go with
But it
this. Just go
backfired
full
on
bore,
her.
become a dance
Because
mom,
justice
or if I
is
should
not
reject this wholeheartedly. I need advice from any listeners who
Wow,
go through this.
dude,
Say
that's
no.
Yeah, you're not going to want to get into the catty nature.
I don't know,
Dude,
maybe.
you don't want
It
to
could
be in
be
a
fun.
sewing circle. Jay, you dominate a sewing circle. They wouldn't like you. You'd be the talk of the sewing circle when you're not there. I'm just telling
as
you.
Oh, they'd all be pissed.
They'd
You'd be
all
so
hate you.
smug.
They would.
You know what?
Yes.
You tell them all you knew about.
You
You're
know
better.
it all.
Right.
You're better than them.
Why is there this assumption about how I would act in the
Who
sewing
is he?
circle?
Dude.
He just started here. Why is he talking about? Or he's saying
They're
the
going to take it out
words?
on Sweet Pie. I'm just telling you, Jay, you need to run from this because here's what's going to happen. This circle is going to get, and then it's going to be like, bark, 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 and as soon as you come in, it'll be like, oh my God, they'll be kissing your ass.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you leave, it's just going to be,
Dad, who cares?
and they're all going to,
Jay thinks he's a know-it-all. Geez, he's been here for one day. He thinks his daughter's the best. I don't even think she's that good. Gigi, she in costume. She was wearing her sequins are almost falling off. Fuck her. I didn't mean to say that.
And I can mend. As you know, I can mend. So I can be a part of this. This
Dude.
is no problem.
this has got disaster written all over it.
One of two ways. I'm either out, like Sweet Pie, we finished the season, we're out of this, or I'm full bore, baby. I need advice.
I want you to go full board just to
Yeah,
see.
so do I, personally,
Because
do
this is going to be damaging.
Disastrous.
There's going to be meetings about you.
It could open up all new drama though in our lives that could really render
Yeah.
some good talking points. I don't know.
Oh, it'd definitely be good for the show. Like,
Yeah, for selfish reasons, I want you to go full bore into this.
Got to tell you what Christina did. You won't believe it.
You'll be one of those catty bitches now. Oh, Jay.
Hey, Zott Ford and Holly is the one-stop shop for all of your automotive needs, new vehicles, pre-owned vehicles, service parts, and body shop. They have it all. Stop in, tell them the King, the Beagle, or Twinkle Toes sent you and receive 15% off all vehicle repairs, 15% off parts, or they'll even help you out with your insurance deductible if you need work in the body shop. Zott Ford loves TDC listeners that much. Check out their delirious deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Well, keep us posted, Jay, on what you decide to do.
I will.
I have a feeling you're going to be involved just because it's Sweet Pie and she's going to be into it.
Jeez,
so.
my little sweet.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I want to go to one of those dance recitals. by the way. I want to see what these things are all about. I'll never experience it on my own, but I'll live vicariously through you and your children, if that's all right.
Yeah, adopted dogs don't dance.
That's right. Don't get me started on the dogs.
or grow up.
I got a picture
grow up.
today.
Ever.
Or provide anything positive.
They'll never be cutting the grass.
Yeah, but they lick faces. They're good boys.
Well, they can lick food if you spill food, I guess.
Yeah, that is the greatest.
The vacuum cleaner aspect.
Oh, dude, I notice it when Izzy's not here. When one of the poops
spill
isn't
something,
here,
you're like,
I spill something. It's like, shit, she's not here today. It's
I experienced
amazing.
that this weekend. As I said, I was in Manistee at our friend's place, and they had two little pups. And
Yeah.
so yeah, there was that vacuum cleaner aspect that came in handy.
It's amazing.
I'll admit it.
It really is.
Why can't they poop and litter though? Why can't dogs do the litter box thing, or poop on the toilet?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
You can train them to shake hands. You can train them to do all this shit.
you can probably
Go
train
poo-poo
them to
in the potty.
You could probably train them to do that if you really wanted to work at it.
God, I would think you'd really want to work at that,
Dude,
Instead
I
of
would
taking
not
them
want
out every 5 minutes.
wait outside the bathroom as someone's in there taking their morning shit and it's your dog. That would stink. You almost done
Better
in
than
there?
the other thing.
Just to give me a minute.
Yeah, it's better than.
Be out in a minute.
Oh,
Other
shit.
rooms in this. You have how many bathrooms in here? Teach them to go down this one, or whatever. The one that you're not
Yeah.
going into.
Picture Izzy just up on the toilet. Yeah, you could have little stairs and all, or little steps.
Yeah, but then they can't do that fucking digging in the dirt thing they like to do afterwards.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Yeah. Anyway, Beth sent me a picture today and a text about another dog. She's like, can we get this one next? And it's some old man, Peter Pan, I guess is his name.
Can we get this one next?
Yeah.
Oh,
like if
boy.
Harry finds a good home. I'm like,
You sure it's only
some
if Harry
old
finds a good
man.
home?
She's not bringing another. She
So
won't do
you
that.
Yes, she
too
will.
too deep is how it works. You've got Izzy mainstay. That's the proofs,
Yeah.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you've got two adoptees at all times.
No, one adoptee. But
Well,
then
you got-
yeah,
You got Maggot Eye.
Maggot Eye will be gone soon, I'm sure. He's just too adorable.
Okay.
Someone's going to take him. But
Yeah, that,
So
this
one
cat
on
will
deck.
go.
That's it.
In fact,
yeah, she's not going to add a third dog in the house, though. No way. I've put my foot down on that. Action.
forbade it?
Yes, it's just too much work. It's too much work for me when she's at work. You know what I mean?
oh, I know.
I can handle opening the door, letting it do its business, and then letting it back in, and then leaving. I can do that.
Yeah, but these things are so mentally fucked up. You have to go out there and like hold its hand while it shits and all that.
yeah, sort of. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not bad.
This is a great cat. I'll be honest. If I was actually living on my own, I would take this cat. Looking at, I just seen the picture the image you posted again today.
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah, he's
I
a
like
good
black
boy.
cats though. So
Yeah, little troublemaker. He's cute. The news cycle is still focused completely on
Dallas.
Assault in Dallas. Boy, that show must have got killer ratings over the weekend because it is.
Producing more episodes.
Oh, they are producing more episodes around the clock. It's crazy. The other one that's going on are all these protests around the country. They protest in London, too.
Like London, England.
Yes. About Black Lives Matter in America.
Ah.
So we're going international now. But, yeah, dozens more demonstrators were arrested overnight in cities across America as they, continue to protest the killings of the couple of black guys. Raged on for a sixth night now. How long did that go on in Ferguson? That was like hundreds of nights. They might still be doing that.
I'm sure there's some people still celebrating protesting.
Authorities are coming out now and saying, like, dude, we're not going to put up with the violence, though. 48 people were taken into custody in Baton Rouge, where Alton Sterling, hashtag Alton Sterling, was shot dead. Minnesota, where hashtag Philando Castillo, his shooting death, was broadcast on Facebook Live. We all remember that. Around 200 people shut down in Interstate 94 in St. Paul for hours as cops were hit with rocks, bottles, concrete, construction materials, and fireworks.
Huh.
It's always nice to see. In Tennessee, about 1,000 people shut down a key bridge over the Mississippi River, meaning traffic was stopped for hours. Los Angeles, hundreds of activists closed down the 405 chanting, "Hey ho, these racist cops have got to go."
I've heard that one before.
It's a steady but true one.
Why hey ho? Isn't it hey, ho, these racist cops have got to go, hey. Like hey ho.
Yeah, I mean, it's a twist on it.
I don't know if I like that. I mean, we're so ingrained with hey, ho, and then whatever we want to add there.
Yeah.
But hey ho, it sounds like you're yelling, hey ho! And it's some ho walking by.
Good point.
I don't know if I like that. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards, told protesters from Louisiana or out of state will not be allowed to incite hate and violence to engage in unlawful activities.
You're kidding.
I wouldn't joke about this, Paul. I want to be very clear. This will not be tolerated. Blocking traffic is cause for arrest. The mayor of St. Paul said the violence that erupted there injured 21 officers, led to 102 arrests. One officer suffered a broken vertebrae when someone chucked a concrete block off a bridge onto his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'd be a bad way to go.
Yes. We will not tolerate this kind of shameless violence we saw throughout the course of the night. Mayor Chris
Shame?
Coleman said.
No. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say,
Rashad Turner, leader of the local chapter of the Black Lives Matter group, said that the throwing of rocks and bottles at officers was disturbing. He blamed outside agitators for the violence, not the protesters on the free. I fucking hate this argument, dude.
Yeah.
I hate this argument. Everybody wants it as if you know that. Like, all the outside agitators, they're all just from the outside.
Dude,
so what?
This first reared its ugly head in the East Lansing riots, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just the students are the ones that cause the problem.
Of course not.
All these
It's
people.
the ones who come from, drive up from Milford to poop their pants and party
Yeah,
and shit.
break fences.
Those are the guys.
It doesn't matter. Like, you've brought a group of people together. Your movement is bringing people together. It doesn't matter where they're coming from. They're coming to support your group. I don't give a shit if they live 2 blocks from me or if they drove in an hour from somewhere else.
There are rabble rousers, Mike. Ne'er-do-wells who are there. to do
Thousands
nothing.
of them, apparently.
I think there is an element to that.
Baton Rouge police confiscated 3 rifles, 3 shotguns, a couple pistols. The cops were wearing helmets, shields, and body armor, which pisses people off. The militarization of police. Like, I don't know what you want them to do. You're insane if you think I'm going to go out there without a helmet and a shield on me.
Hey, the assailant in Dallas is wearing body armor of his own.
That's right. Police said those arrested had ignored repeated orders to stay out of the street, while demonstrators said officers charged into the crowd seemingly without any obvious provocation. Like, no, they just... Because that makes total sense. The people are just
Let's
protesting.
whip this shit up!
And the cops are just like, fuck it, dude, I can't take it. And just charge into the crowd and start sticking people. Why wouldn't they do that? Because that seems like totally reasonable. You lose me on these arguments when you say retarded things like that. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, somebody whipped something at that guy's head to make him react.
The only people who were violent last night was the Baton Rouge Police Department.
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
Oh, it's just infuriating. I'm sorry. I don't think most of the country believes that. I don't think most of the country believes.
It's the
on
problem.
the whole,
Half the country apparently does.
Do you think the country really believes that? I mean, I think you lose that argument when it's like, oh man, we're just doing our thing, doing our protesting peacefully.
Dude, half
and
the country
cops
thinks that
attacked us.
cops just walk up to black people and shoot them because they're black people.
I know, including the Bahamian government. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, you're a third-party country. What are you to believe?
Yeah,
it's confusing. These are confusing times for the Bahamians.
They are, but they have real-world consequences. Is the trouble with a lot of this stuff. There's this book coming out, or it's out now, about the war on cops. Mm-hmm. And I think we might try to talk to this author, Heather McDonald. And she's talking about, in one of the parts, she's focused on kind of the Ferguson effect. And we've talked a lot about some of this and what's going on in Chicago. But she's writing how these are reaching epidemic proportions. In the first 5 months of 2016, someone was shot every 2.5 hours, someone murdered every 14 hours, for a total of nearly 1,400 non-fatal and 240 fatals. Over Memorial Day weekend, 69 people were shot, nearly one per hour.
69.
That's not funny.
That's
wow.
Those are 69 people shot, you assholes.
The growing mayhem is the result of Chicago police officers' withdrawal from proactive enforcement, making the city a dramatic example of what she's called the Ferguson effect. Since the shooting of Michael Brown, the unarmed teen, the American policing, the conceit that the American policing is lethally racist has dominated the national airwaves and political discourse from the White House on down, which we've all seen. In response to this feeling, cops in minority neighborhoods in Chicago and other cities around the country are backing off pedestrian stops and public order policing, and criminals are flourishing in the resulting vacuum.
Hold on, we have a comment from the president himself.
This shit's getting way too complicated for me.
Not to bother you, Mr. President, but are you going to finish those fries? They look delicious.
Wait, my bitch, nigga. Buy your own damn fries.
Sorry, sir.
Wow, that
seems
like
a harsh
when he's talking
response.
about Black Lives Matter. He's talking about French fries.
Seriously, sir, can I have just one fry? Just one.
Wait, my bitch, nigga. Buy your own damn fries.
Right, fine. Jeez. Felicia Moore, a middle-aged woman with tattoos on her face, says, I've been in Chicago all my life. It's never been this bad. Mothers and grandchildren are scared to come out of their porch.
I didn't listen to a single thing she said when I heard tattoos on her face.
Yeah, I know.
I discounted everything.
I kind of agree with that.
You, madam, are a fuckhead.
Through the end of May, shootings in Chicago were up 53% over the same period in 2015, which already had a significant. So when they say they've been going up for the last couple of years, but from 2014 to today, they're up 86% shootings.
Man.
The no snitch ethic of refusing to cooperate with cops is the biggest impediment to solving crime, according to Chicago commanders. But the Black Lives Matter narrative about endemically racist cops has made the street dynamic much worse. From patrol to investigation, it's almost an undoable job now. If I get out of my car, the guys get hostile right away. Several people are taping with their cell phones. Bystanders and suspects try to tamper with crime scenes and aggressively interfere with investigations. It's very dangerous out there right now.
I like to help minorities.
What is that?
This volatile policing environment now exists in urban areas across the country, but Chicago faces two additional challenges. New oversight regime for pedestrian stops and the fallout from the officer's killing of Laquan McDonald. Remember Laquan?
Yeah, absolutely.
The ACLU of Illinois accused the Chicago Police Department of engaging in racially biased stops, locally called investigatory stops, because its stop rate did not match the population ratios, which is such a stupid argument. I mean...
Say that again? The stop rate, people being stopped did not match the population
its stop
ratio
rate did not match
racially?
population ratios. But if you're talking about certain neighborhoods, it more than matches. I think that's the argument to that. This ludicrously inadequate benchmarking methodology ignores the incidence of crime. In 2014, black people in Chicago made up 79% of all known non-fatal shooting suspects, 85% of all known robbery suspects, and 77% of all known murder suspects.
Go Blacks!
That's according to police department data. which is probably rigged anyways.
Right.
Oh, lies.
Whites were 1% of known non-fatal shootings suspects in 2014, 2.5% of known robbery suspects, and 5% of known murder suspects. And that number, they say, is mostly like dudes taking that shit out on their bitches. You know, like they're killing their wives and stuff. So they're not just indiscriminately killing. It's like, no, I'm killing that bitch right there. That's what white guys are doing. Despite the groundlessness of the ACLU's racial bias charges, Superintendent Gary McCarthy and the city's Corporation Council signed an agreement in 2015, August, allowing the ACLU to review all future stops by the department. Why McCarthy agreed to put the ACLU in charge is beyond us, says a homicide detective. On January 1st this year, the police department rolled out a new form for documenting investigatory stops developed to meet ACLU standards. The new form, traditionally called a contract card, was 2 pages long, contained a whopping 70 fields of information to be filled out, including these narrative sections.
For every stop?
Yes.
Oh.
The new contract card took 30 minutes to complete for every stop. Every contact card is forwarded to the ACLU.
So they make it so onerous that you just don't even want to stop people.
Yeah. And that's precisely what happened. Stops dropped nearly 90% in the first quarter of 2016. Detectives had long relied on the information contained in contact cards to solve crimes. Criminals have become emboldened. Gangbangers now realize that no one will stop them, says one police official. On the night of, and then they go into the whole Laquan McDonald and how that's having such disastrous effects on, because it gave the well, not the illusion, but
it's a heinous case.
Yeah, where it's like, all of a sudden police were, the kid was walking on the street with a knife in his hand. He'd already stabbed a police car's tire and threw something at a windshield. But there were plenty of cops on the scene. There was no one around. There was no immediate threat. And cops pulled up behind him, and others were pretty safe distance away. And one cop jumped out and opened fire on him.
Gunned his ass down.
Gunned him down in the streets, and we all saw that video. But then the problem was, that was buried, first off, for a year. That video was...
Rahm Emanuel needed to be reelected, right?
Exactly. So Rahm Emanuel's in the middle of an election cycle and doesn't want this coming out looking like police are just shooting black people. And so they buried that. And then that just furthers that whole narrative of not being transparent.
All you need is a couple cases like this, and
Yeah.
social media blows up, and all of a sudden cops are villainized across the board.
Yep.
And it's not acceptable to have a couple cases like that. That's not what I'm suggesting, but
Yeah.
boy, does it fan the flames.
Well, when I keep thinking, like, when you're talking about, I don't know, 1 million traffic stops, 1 million incidents, and
You're going to break a
you've
few
got,
eggs.
and you've got a handful. I mean, just by the nature of what that job is, you think there are going to be incidents where shit goes awry, whether it's the cop's fault, whether it's the person's fault. It's who's to say? But to think that you're not going to have a handful of incidents every year where people go, ugh.
Yeah.
That just seems impossible to me.
Especially when
let's
you're dealing
be real
with
about
high-stress
this.
situations and an act that just in a moment, it changes everything.
Yeah.
You can be poorly trained, and that can happen. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to be racist.
Yeah. I was watching a video over the weekend out of Phoenix. Some TV station in Phoenix was invited to take part in one of those police training things, like what would you do?
Oh,
in
yeah,
an
they
instant?
fail miserably.
And they
I love
also
watching
got
that.
they got one of the leaders from Black Lives Matter.
Awesome.
Said, why don't you come do
Was
this
that
too?
new? I thought we watched that about a year ago.
We did watch one. I think this was a newer one. It was trending over the weekend, so I checked it out.
Yeah.
And
See how difficult it is?
And so
Split second.
This Black Lives Matter guy has a gun. He's a cop, and he's got a fake gun in his hand that makes some pretty loud banging noises. And then they just put him in 3 separate situations. Here you are with 2 guys fighting in the street, and you come upon the scene.
Gross. God, why do they make him do that?
I know, but it's just the way they organize to do this.
Again, it must be one of those things, Jay. You just don't know.
It's a
this
Phoenix
is-
thing.
Yeah, right. It's a routine.
So once this guy comes upon the scene, he then quickly gets himself together and goes
Has
up
a
to him and goes up to these guys who are fighting with each other. And there's a big dude, and immediately the guy turns to the cop, quote unquote, who's a Black Lives Matter activist, and he's like, "What the fuck do you want, man? What the fuck?" And he's walking up on him, and this guy's like, "Freeze! Freeze! I said freeze!" Boom! Shoots him, and the guy goes down. He's like, "You just shot and killed an unarmed black man."
Yeah.
The guy's like, "Fuck." and then there's another one where a guy's walking. He's like behind a car, and the guy's like, "Yeah, suspicious activity reported over here. This guy it looks like he's breaking into cars." And so they go over there, and this guy's like, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing over there by that car?" And he's like, "Nothing, man. Mind your own fucking business. I'm looking for my lost car." And he goes behind by the trunk, and the guy's like, "I'm gonna need you to see your hands, sir." And the guy he's now you can't really see him because he's behind the trunk, and he comes out, boom, boom, and shoots the cop, and he's like, "Yeah, you're fucking dead, dude." And
He needs to be better trained.
So they had these guys do 3 like fake scenarios, and they failed. They killed 2 people, and they got killed by the other one. Failed misery. But the cool takeaway was they were like, "Well, how do you think this helps for your narrative going forward?" And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta be honest, man. In that split-second decision, that was really fucking hard."
Yeah.
And the Black Lives Matter guy that's one of the main dudes there was like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna be kind of talking about a different narrative to a lot of the people that when we're talking about listening to what the police say.
Interesting.
That's really important." And I think things like that can definitely help if you get people like that are willing to see each other's side of things. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, to understand you're on the other side of that gun, you're not necessarily racist. You probably 99% of these guys just want to go home. They want to be safe.
Yeah.
And so if you can understand that and understand that, hey, just comply with their demands, keep your hands up, do whatever they're telling you to do.
And when someone doesn't comply, what you must be thinking, okay, why are they not listening to me? Most people go, "Yes, sir, absolutely, I had nothing to hide here." And, when someone's got an illegal gun, they might be facing 10, 20 years in prison, depending on their priors, their past. If it's a legal gun, illegal gun, you don't know. And so it's very hard to judge in those moments. That's not to say that there aren't some moments where some cop goes totally off the rails and shoots somebody. You're just like, "Fuck, dude, what are you doing?"
Guy running away in South Carolina. That was brutal.
Exactly.
The
Laquan
guy in
McDonald.
Chicago, yeah.
Laquan McDonald, you can point to. Laquan was acting like a fucking fool and an asshole. He was high on PCP. He was totally acting the fool. And cops were called to that scene, but there was no immediate need to shoot that guy dead.
Right.
There just wasn't. So you can see where the outrage comes from, but I don't know. And then there was another, and your media doesn't help. We've talked about it plenty, but headlines like this really piss me off. Off-duty cop shoots dead black football star. You're like, wow. Here we go again, this poor football star.
Let's hear the facts, Mike.
Well, these two apparently got into some squabble about Black Lives Matter online, and then this dude showed up at this guy's house. 20-year-old shows up at the house, knocks on the door, and the mom answers the door with her infant child, recognizes this dude, and slams the door in his face slams the door in his face and runs upstairs and to hide. This guy goes around the back of the house, the black guy, and throws a cement planter through the glass door.
Wow.
At the back of the house, comes into the house, and this cop, off duty, is in his own house with a family, a mother-in-law, an infant child, and his wife upstairs, trying to go out the windows outside to escape the house. As
Truth
this guy's
be told, he doesn't really care about his mother-in-law. I mean,
well,
Yeah,
I wasn't going to
exactly
say
right.
it.
It could be.
I
There
wasn't
could be some
gonna say it.
positives that could come out of this if it happened the right way.
I was waiting for Paul to chime in, but
Paul.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. You left your job?
Don't
You're
worry about it.
kidding. I don't hate him, but I just don't think he's that good.
That Paul?
That Paul, yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway, the cop's like, get down. And the guy's like, kept coming, and he shot him twice. Ended up killing him. And of course, everyone's like, oh, he's a good boy. All the stories. He's a sweet football player. It's like, okay, I don't care. The headline for this story should be, off-duty cop shoots intruder.
Yeah, no, but then there's going to be people who are doubting the story, right?
Probably. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. His uncle, Patrick Brogan, said his nephew is a former high school standout football player, suffered from bipolar disorder. There you go. His uncle also said he was the nicest kid you could ever meet. Just a normal 20-year-old. Just a normal 20-year-old with bipolar.
Who would never do this.
Right, of course. He was dedicated to football, also excelled at golf. The officer has not been identified at this point. He's been placed on administrative leave with pay. But,
These online disagreements, you never expect somebody to come knocking on your door.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that does kind of suck, doesn't it? That would be terrifying.
What if that were a reality in people's minds, Oh, I can talk shit online, but...
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
I told you about the time my dad answered the door for that guy.
No.
Yeah, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to kill him, dude. I wasn't there at the time. My mom was just like, "You're not gonna believe what your dad did last night." Like 3 a.m. It's a knock on the.
I vaguely remember this.
Knock on the
Who's
door.
guy? Just some drunk dude.
Some black guy. I don't know. He didn't know if he was drunk, but he answered the door for him at 3 a.m. The guy's like, "Yeah, we're here for the party." My dad's like, "Okay, I'm here with my wife. There's no cars in the cul-de-sac
Nobody's
here."
invited to my party with Pat.
Yeah. There's no party here. And the guy's like, "Are you sure? We're here for the party." And so anyway, he ended up leaving and not killing anyone or robbing anyone. But I'm like, why the fuck would you answer the door at 2, 3 in the morning for anybody, let alone someone you don't know that's just knocking on your door? They, and the best thing, the most logical thing that we could think of was like, they could have been casing someplace to see if anyone was home.
Yeah.
And if anyone comes to the door, just say we're looking for the party and leave.
There you go. It was a good move by Bob. He
Yeah.
thwarted a robbery.
Maybe, but
Killed in his bed. Well
Yeah.
done, Bob.
yeah,
Kudos to you, sir.
maybe. That's why you have a gun on hand at all times. You just shoot through the door. You know what I mean? Like you don't even answer and see what he wants. If you're knocking on my door at 3 a.m, you're up to no good.
Yeah.
You're up to no good. I'm
You
sorry.
Pistorius their ass.
Exactly.
See, he just got sentenced finally after like 6 years.
Yeah, I did see that.
Dude, I'm so confused about that.
Dude, that legal system is fucked. He
In
was
South Africa?
Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, dude, the guy was like sentenced, I don't know, 3 years ago.
To like a week in jail or
appealed,
something.
And he like apparently won and was free, and then they retried him. And
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I couldn't
Dude.
follow it.
Yeah,
The
I
lady. That was remember that the
lady.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
And I think the lady was presiding over that thing the whole time, but she sentenced him to 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the video they showed of him in court?
Yeah, with his stumps,
Walking on the
stumping it around.
stumps. Oh, it's like
Looks
blink,
painful,
blink,
doesn't
blink, 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 blink. Yeah, it was brutal to watch that video. It was like, oh, give the guy his feet. You just give him shoes at least.
I think
It's
somebody,
so painful.
I think somebody tweeted it as like, since Pistorio isn't going to need his feet for a while, give him to E.
That's a good point, dude. I could use his feet.
Yeah, your feet are fucked up.
It'd be weird walking around with
of that foot will haunt my dreams forever.
his black dude's feet, I guess. But
He's not black.
Pistorius,
Yeah.
Dude,
wasn't he?
no.
What was he?
White
White-
guy.
white guy.
Yeah, Caucasian.
I thought he was black.
Very Caucasian.
E, how could this story be out there for literally 6 years and you've never seen him?
I guess I have. I don't. Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. White as white can be.
I don't know.
Lily white, one might say.
Yeah. Wow.
I was calling him Oscar So White Pistorius. And that's how white he
We're
was.
not called-
Oscar Whitey-Bird Pistorius.
Whatever. My bad.
I was playing on the whole Oscars So White hashtag that was huge. So anytime I talked about
I got
Oscar
the gist
Pistorius,
of it.
I would say that. You don't remember that?
No, I guess you don't. You must have been trend setting because that hashtag came out well after the story. But
Devastating news
Oh, no.
coming out of
What
Mexico.
happened?
Did you hear about the matador that died?
Oh, I heard. I thought these things occurred far more than they do, apparently. A matador gored to death for the first time in 20 or 30 years?
30 years, I
Come
think.
on,
yeah.
man.
Victor
Really?
Barrio, his widow thanked everybody, well-wishers and all that shit. But confessed she's just too devastated to say anything. He was, they married in 2014. She was there in the ring when he got gored to death by this bull. He was gored in the right chest, was in cardiac arrest by the time he got to the hospital. He underwent immediate resuscitation, was intubated. He was also given an emergency trach to allow him to breathe. However, the bull had speared Barrio through the lung and severed an aorta in his chest.
Don't blame the bull.
Dude, this is great news.
Mike,
I'm sorry. This story to me is heartwarming.
You know what they say?
What?
Fuck with the bulls, you'll get the horns.
Is that what they say?
heard that before.
I guess he was buried today. His death, they say, is the first matador this century in Spain.
Is that the real story? Is that the real
There's
story
another
that you're pointing at?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think his wife will be fine.
Oh, she'll move on. I mean, she'll probably be bummed for a few days, but
Yeah.
We got a bikini picture of her.
I mean, she's not I'm not saying she's smoking hot, but she'll find another dick.
I find
I mean,
she will. I find this story such bullshit, man. Like these bulls, the treatment that they go through before these, because it's meant, this whole matador bull fighting thing is supposed to be like man versus beast. Oh, look at us, I'm a champion fighter taking on this bull, And it's just such a rigged game, and it's so disgusting what happens with these bulls. I was reading some stuff about it, and
Even more than the testicles being tied up.
yeah, when they tie their nuts off so they get them angry, pissed off.
Imagine if someone did that to you.
If you see these things in smaller towns and stuff, they're less skilled matadors. And I guess it's just a shit show where
I
they're
bet,
putting
dude.
like 90 spears in this bull, and they're not hitting them right, and they're
Yeah.
this thing's just limping along when it should have been killed an hour ago.
Yeah, they're supposed to not last that long, but most of them do end up in these horrible things. The bull, they say, is not an aggressive animal, and the reason he's angry and attempts to charge at the matador whilst in the bull ring is mainly because he has been horrendously abused for the previous 2 days. I mean, basically, essentially torturing this poor animal for a couple days. What spectators see is not a normal, healthy bull, but a weakened, half-blinded, mentally destroyed version whose chances of harming his tormentors is virtually nil. The bull has wet newspaper stuffed into his ears, Vaseline rubbed into his eyes to blur his vision. Cotton is stuffed up his nostrils to cut off his respiration.
I had no idea they took away the vision like that.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
You know, trying to see through Vaseline.
Yeah. A needle is stuck into his genitals.
Oh!
Also, a strong caustic solution is rubbed onto his legs, which throws him off balance. This also keeps him from lying on the ground. In addition to this, drugs are administered to pep him up or slow him down. Strong laxatives are added to his feed to further incapacitate him. He is kept in a dark box for a couple of days before he faces the ring. The purpose of this is to disorient him. When he is let out of the box, he runs desperately towards the light at the end of the tunnel. He thinks that at last his suffering is over and he's being set free. Instead, he runs into the bull ring to face these killers and a jeering mob.
That's really astounding.
Strictly speaking, a bullfight is composed of 3 separate acts. The whole thing is supposed to last for 20 minutes, though in actual fact it varies. The opening of a bullfight begins with a tune played on a trumpet. The tune is a special song which signifies the beginning of the fight. Upon entering the ring, the bulls have been known to collapse. Sort of. Sort of.
A little bit.
Yeah. So they've been known to collapse through exhaustion after their pre-fight ordeal. They have been dragged to their feet by the bullfighters' assistants, if that happens. The sequence of events begins when the bull faces the picadors. These are the men on horseback whose purpose is to exhaust the bull.
Sure.
So they run him a little bit. They cut into his neck muscles with a pica. This is the weapon that you see. It's about 6 to 8 inches long, 2 inches thick. Once it's thrust into the bull, it is twisted round, and a large gaping wound appears. The bull then starts essentially bleeding to death.
Oh, poor little toro.
After he's finished, the assistant matadors then get to work with the bandilleros,
Sure.
which are those harpoon-like barbed instruments. These are plunged into the bull's body. He may be also taunted by the capes. Oh, man, it's not even fair. I can barely see, and then you're hanging these beautiful red capes in front of me, and you're never there when I get there. I try to run through it, you're never there. It's like they want him to be the Washington Generals, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it's all fixed.
Why do you get to be the Globetrotter? So what?
Right.
The Washington Generals won for the first time in 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Damn it.
Yeah, he deserved it, this guy.
And then the matador is supposed to sever the artery near the heart with one thrust of his sword, the mighty sword. And this is kind of what you were talking about. In fact, this never happens. It often takes 2 to 3 times before the creature is mercifully released by death. By this time, the bull's lungs and heart will be punctured, and he always vomits blood. Miraculously, he sometimes attempts to rise again and gets up to his knees, only to receive further humiliation or mutilation at the hands of his tormentors. He finally gives up, goes to his knees, and lies down. Even then, he's not allowed a little dignity to leave this world in peace. His ears and tail are cut off, often when he is fully conscious, and his broken, bleeding body is dragged around the ring by mules, to which he is attached by an apparatus made of wood and chains. Yeah.
Have these been curtailed at all in recent years?
I don't know.
Just going strong.
They're still huge, man. I mean, the running of the bulls, all that shit is still going on. But these are very popular. I mean, it's cockfighting essentially with bulls. I think a couple bulls won this round of the running of the bulls too. I don't know if it was Pamplona's version, but a couple bulls gored to death. Some assholes running through the streets, which I just love. Nothing warms my heart more than seeing some shitbag get gored
it up
to death.
the ass.
Oh, when you see him and it's like, you just wonder when they're 8 feet in the air with a giant fucking horn in their butthole if they're going, man, I should have rethought this plan.
Some American college kid and his buddies.
Woo! Woo! Running on the street with a plastic can.
fuck!
Oh, bad idea! Bad idea! Oh, sons of bitches.
E, have you ever been in a cockfight?
No.
Drunken Night, TCG.
No.
No.
Okay.
Been in a room with a lot of naked cocks. But
Yes, you guys. Yeah.
Together.
We got to tell you about our buddy David Helm. This segment's brought to you by Helm Law. Helm Law is a full-service law firm built on the model of providing the best legal services to its clients throughout Michigan. It represents clients in a wide range of cases, including family law and divorce, civil litigation, estate planning, criminal defense. So whether you're leaving your children in the car or your spouse is refusing to put out, call Helm Law at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com. They offer free consultations. Tell them you support the show. You get 15% off.
I was going to move on to less, tragic stories.
Yeah.
Lighten it up a little bit. But then you did the Helm read, and I forgot, I'm supposed to tie it to a story. Shit.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
There's been a leaked report out of a German newspaper.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I hear German newspaper. And I think of one thing.
What do you think?
Cavemen in a time machine.
You think of vicious fingering. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
That's what I think, too. It's just...
Germans, I used to think of Nazis. Walls.
Yes, right? Hitler. Sweet mustaches.
Sweet mustaches. And now I think of cavemen in time machines fingering chicks.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you thought that way, because you're absolutely right. There's a report that was leaked that says that 1,200 were sexually abused in German cities during the New Year's Eve celebrations. Remember, we heard hundreds.
Sure.
1,200, they're saying now. Man. Detectives believe 2,000 men were involved across various cities, but the bulk of the crimes were committed in Cologne on New Year's and Hamburg.
This was some sort of organized attack? What the hell? I mean, how do you...
Yeah.
You get 2 cities worth of dudes, just packs of wolves roaming around fingering.
Yeah,
it had to be organized, right? It doesn't just happen.
Yeah. I mean, they're all running in a pack together. I don't know. The German newspaper revealed a huge upscale on the original estimate of 359 sexual assault victims back in January. By May, that figure had increased to 1,000. The scenes have only resulted in 4 convictions, although more trials are underway. One of the most recent was the trial of Hussein A. and Hassan T. They walked from court cheering and smiling, having been gifted suspended sentences.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Hussein and Hassan.
Despite the judge calling them animals in the courtroom. Apparently, Hassan was found guilty of being an accomplice to a sexual assault carried out by a group of around 20 men. He told a man who was walking with 2 female victims, "Give me the girls or you're dead." Hussein A. from Iraq had kissed and licked a woman. It was just like fucking gross.
Yeah, we don't want their names actually disclosed,
right?
For fear that they would have some, horrible consequence.
Both were given a 1-year suspended sentence. Their victims openly wept in court. One woman, known as Jenny, suffered serious burns. One of these assholes threw a firecracker into her hood that was going off. You cunt! I heard sizzling around my hood. I somehow tried to get the firecracker out. Then it fell in my jacket and burned everything. The scars are permanent. Another victim said, "We were fondled. I was groped between my legs." Right to the vagine. Right to the vagine, every time. I was groped between my legs. My friends were also fondled. My boyfriend tried to pull me away. There was a big group, maybe 30 or 40 of these guys.
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
Michelle's testimony comes as that Michelle was surrounded by a group of 30 angry men who groped her and her friends, then stole their belongings as they fled. Her testimony comes as the city's own council today or yesterday admitted in its town center was a no-go area for women. Don't even go there.
Nice.
Well, they have the upcoming celebrations in Cologne. They've got some carnival celebrations they do every year, and they're really worried about that. Like, fuck, what do we do with this thing? Both the police chief and Germany's public broadcaster yesterday apologized after they were accused of attempting to cover up the attacks. What a fucking mess, man. Yeah.
So remember, if you're a young, attractive female teacher who's eager to brighten her students' future, or if you've been injured at the Fady Manor and looking to cash in, call Helm Law at 248-679-8804 or go online at helmlawpc.com to set up your free consultation. Tell them you support the Detroit Cast. You'll get 15% off.
The son of Osama bin Laden.
And what's this turd have to say?
I am threatening revenge on the United States of
okay.
America. Go fuck yourself, pal. You know, we got enough on our plate. We don't need shithead's dumb son. I will threaten, bring great, glorious revenge on the United States.
Slow down on the revenge, by the way. Wasn't it a few years ago at this point?
What is he, a martyr, or do we need revenge? What's going on here?
I don't know.
Dude,
Usually
pick
doesn't-
another time. We don't, another time to do your cave fucking speeches. No one cares. Hamza bin Laden promised to continue the global militant group's fight against the United States and its allies. 20-minute rant video.
Yeah, okay.
Good luck with that, sir. Entitled "We Are All Osama." He loves his dad. I'll give him that.
It is nice to
Everybody
see in this
loves
day
their
and age.
dad.
Well, sometimes not. That's the thing in this day and age.
We will continue striking you and targeting you in your country and abroad in response to your oppression of the people of Palestine. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, apparently Osama
away,
shoveled
sir.
him over to Qatar or something for to be educated. He was a son of one of his Saudi wives, and Osama had one of his older sons killed. So he's like, keep that one for safekeeping over there. Educate him. He will be the next. So,
so it's like Vader's kid.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, send him, to the depths of the galaxy.
I think he's got to work. I mean, his dad kind of sucked at the social media game. Didn't get it. He'd give all his speeches from a cave somewhere, and it just didn't really reach the young people.
Well, he's got huge competition now,
I know, but dude, seriously, you don't need to be a genius to go, okay, what's going on in America right now? Is this the best time to send this 21-minute message out claiming, oh, great, glorious revenge? Like, dude, we've got Dallas going on.
There is a lot of noise right now.
Roger Ailes is a big story with Fox News. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Hillary and all her stuff. I mean,
Hillary and her
Hamza.
I mean, he has really, really dropped the ball just in my opinion. I don't mean to rag on
bad
the
time
guy,
to
but-
debut an album.
Yeah. Yeah, it just stinks. And then wrapping up with ISIS, I don't know if you saw they had the Jihadi Olympics.
I don't know if I believe this, man.
Is this an Onion story?
No, dude, they've got pictures. There are all these groups that will go after and like see what these clowns are up to and then report back.
They've got tug of wars.
Dude, tug of war and musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
That can't be real, dude.
It is.
These are people who boil each other if they run from the battlefield.
These
They don't play musical chairs.
I didn't think music was legal outside of that jangly shit you
Yeah.
hear every once in a while. I thought that was I thought that was the only stuff that was allowed, but they were playing tug of war and musical chairs. They begged people in the area to join in the fun and take part in the games. Children don a selection, they say, of these British football, soccer jerseys as they compete against each other in miniature Olympics put on by the terrorist group. Large crowds look on and support the young competitors, who apparently got to go home with bags of sweets if they won. What are they, 5? Are these 5-year-olds?
I don't believe this.
Dude, there's the pictures, and there's more of them. There's
It's
more
always
of
the
them.
same and always different. There's always a bunch of naked guys having a wonderful time together.
This is what 5-year-olds do. First off, find a woman anywhere in that picture. Good luck. Find one. In the crowd, anywhere. It's like women are Satan to these people. But
Yeah,
you're
I don't
gonna
know
play
why all these dudes want to hang out with each other. That's awful. You're right.
You're gonna play musical chairs, and the winner gets a bag of candy. This is what I would expect Sweet Pie would get excited for.
No way is this real. No
Dude,
way.
It's real. I'm just telling you.
Jihadi Olympics.
Look at those poops. Yeah.
That's really astounding.
All right, should we take a quick break?
Indeed.
And then we'll lighten the load a little bit. I know it's been kind of heavy here. Yeah, I got to show you guys this video of this Uber driver. He was fucking losing his shit.
Yeah.
At some chick in his car. Yeah, it's pretty damn funny. We'll do that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Out of their lease up to 12 months early. It doesn't matter what brand or how many miles you have. Hey, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zod Ford and Holly. We're much closer than you think, and we specialize in getting folks out of their lease up to 12 months early. It doesn't matter what brand or how many miles you have on it. The team at Zott Ford will assist in terminating your current lease with no penalties and hook you up with a sweet new Ford. So dump your overpriced, over-mileage lease and let your friends at Zott Ford make your wildest dreams come true. Check out our astonishing deals and massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroitcast. Mike and Jay. God, I just found a popcorn kernel in my tooth. You know those weird kernel things?
How many days ago?
Dude.
Be honest, Mike. How long was it in
That's
there?
the troubling thing that I was going to say.
You haven't eaten popcorn for 2 weeks.
I haven't eaten popcorn in days.
I remember the day I left. Was it Thursday?
Yeah.
And you had one stuck in your throat. You're like, where that little piece of the kernel gets stuck.
Oh,
on
that
the
was
side
so
of your
bad.
trachea.
I thought I wanted to thank you, by the way, for absolutely not helping at all. I mean,
What am I supposed to do?
I mean, I don't know, Heimlich maneuver or something. I felt like I was on the verge of dying that day, and you were just like, yeah, well, all right, have a good weekend. I'm out. And you just like walked out the door as I was just going.
I knew it wasn't a dire situation.
You didn't know that. I
knew.
was turning blue.
You weren't.
I was coughing so
You were
much.
breathing,
You're like,
you were speaking.
You were like, Miguel, have a good weekend. And you just
explained to me,
marched
you're
out
like,
the
yeah,
door.
I got a kernel thing stuck on the side of my throat. Don't you hate when that happens?
Barely explained through my choking and gagging. Mm-hmm. But then I find a kernel and I'm just like, oh, what the heck is that?
Yeah, that's since Thursday.
That's now in the break. Dude, I think it might have been since last Thursday was the last time I had popcorn.
Oh, God.
And I have brushed my teeth. In fairness to me, I've brushed my
Floss?
teeth.
Floss
Yeah.
zero. No
That's
flossing.
the thing.
No, I've flossed, but not obviously not
Have
good
ya?
enough. Yeah.
I'll admit, man, I haven't flossed in months.
Yeah. I don't want to admit that.
I'm
I
not a
feel like
flosser.
I'm not a huge flosser either. It sucks.
I brush like crazy, but I just don't floss. I don't do it.
Yeah.
I get chastised by the dentist and everything. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm just not in the habit of doing it. I never will be.
Yeah. I'm not either. Why is that? It's that some people are really in the habit of that, and
I
some.
know. I stand there and I watch Gab do it, and it doesn't inspire me. I don't know.
I watch Beth do it. She does it like 3 times a day.
Does she do it with
It's
a little
ridiculous.
tool thing, or does she
No.
do it? Yeah, old school?
Old school. She gets
Same
the
with Gab.
some things to rope out and just.
Yeah.
And she does it good too. I can tell she's like in and out of things and going around things. And she's like, "Did you floss?" And I usually go, "Yeah, sure."
I got these fake
All
teeth
over that.
too, so I'm supposed to like send this little plastic thing through there and pull it through like a needle and thread.
Really?
Yeah, and floss under there, and I never do.
Yeah.
No, never. I don't know.
This makes me feel good that you don't either. Because I do it sometimes and then it bleeds because I haven't done it in a long time. And yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
just.
when I go to the dentist, it is a bloody mess. It's like a war zone.
Yeah. Watch, I bet E flosses.
I do. I floss every day, pretty much.
Son of a bitch! Look at that grill.
It's amazing.
beautiful.
It's immaculate.
I
Well done, E.
You know what? I don't know why. I don't know why that's the one thing, but I do. But I also, I think I only brush my teeth once a day. I brush my teeth once a day and floss once. I don't do it.
When do you brush?
I pretty much. This is how it usually goes.
Tell me when after you get up.
It's when it's usually before I go running, because this is how I usually do something. I usually eat a meal to get ready to go running, and then about an hour and a half later or so, when I'm gonna go running, that's when I floss.
So in the meantime, you're walking around your house. You're like, "Hi, Nana."
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, but I just admitted that I floss every day, and you just said you never floss. So what's? I mean,
Well,
what is
I
it?
brush twice a day. Okay.
Okay,
At
so
least
I-
twice.
okay.
I think it's more important.
It's not. It's been
Any
studies have
dentists
been
out there,
proven-
write in. Any hygienist, dentist, write in. Is it more important to brush
not.
or floss?
Flossing is definitely more important.
Oh, this is a coin toss. I don't know which way this is going to go.
I was
think it's
sure that
important to do
people. I
both.
was sure that dudes slept with their t-shirts on. That was one I was sure of. I
Yeah,
was proven wrong. Is this one where I'm going to be proven wrong? again?
Yeah, I
God
fear
damn it!
I fear they're
Because
going to go,
it's
"Oh, Jay, it's critical important. I mean, for heart health.
To get in between those teeth.
You need to get betwixt them immediately."
Yeah.
Yeah, every dentist I've had that's worth a shit has been like, "Oh, dude." But they say the same thing to you. You got to floss. I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I did right before I came here. I do that, you know." It's
Yeah,
like,
That's
yeah,
why
do
everything's
that
see if I
fluffy
can-
and bloody.
see if I can pull this off. Like, I'm going to the dentist in 2 days. I'm going to start flossing now, twice a day.
Yeah.
And they go in there and they never buy it.
It's all gouged up.
Yeah. So.
That is funny.
I
didn't used to. I will say the flossing has only started in the last 4 years or so. I didn't always used to do it, but.
Good to
Well,
know.
if you can just start washing your balls and clipping your
Which I have been
toenails.
doing recently. I've taken showers every day and washed every day since
Very
the
good.
situation.
Have you guys followed this this latest craze, this Pokemon?
You know, E mentioned it as happening the other night, and since
Did I mention it on the show when I was telling the
no,
story? Or
I think you mentioned it off the air, and that was the first I'd heard of it. But then I've seen like 8 different articles about it, and it apparently released
blowing
on
up, yeah.
Thursday, and it's huge. So
It's an app, Pokemon
we
Go.
ought to talk about it.
app.
I didn't just. Well, what he was saying is like when I was in Plymouth before I got lost in the car and stuff, I was leaving the bar, and it was happening all day. By the way, when we got there around 8ish at night, and there was groups already. But even when I left the bar at 1:30, 1:40 at night, there was groups of guys walking around downtown Plymouth.
All right, explain what this is.
Well,
Mike,
go
explain
ahead,
what
I
this is.
downloaded the app today just so I could see what it is, and I'm still kind of confused as to how this all
Well,
works.
it links into
but-
your GPS system,
Yeah.
right? And then this app parks these little Pokemon dudes.
But I don't know
in your
who's
life.
parking them there.
Well, the
Like,
program, the fucking,
Okay, but
the
there's
wizard.
but there's
Whatever the internet is.
issues. There's issues with this game.
Whoever's the asshole controlling the internet. I don't know.
Whoever this dude is sitting somewhere. Just
God,
like,
whatever. He's parking these Pokemon in your life, and
Yeah.
as you come upon them,
Gross.
I know you're then supposed to roll a ball at them or some shit.
Yeah, I stunk at it too. I tried and I threw it right over his head the first time. I didn't know my own strength. Chucked it right over his head, and then I went a little right of him, and then I started just like trying to like throw it at his face. And I'd swipe, and it would just go "Bleh," like a limp dick. It would just kind of fall down and roll at his feet, and he's kind of like laughing at me. I'm like, son of a
man.
bitch. And it took me like 10 balls to like hit him in the face.
So you
and
get
collect them.
unlimited balls. The whole game is to find them. Is that the deal?
I
Like
don't-
once you find them, it's
yeah.
a given that you're going
know
to get them.
So they say it's a mobile game that encourages players to use their smartphone's GPS to catch virtual Pokemon in real world locations. Players begin by choosing a starting character, either Bulbasaur, Charmeleon, or Pikachu.
Gotcha.
They then travel between the real world and the virtual world of Pokemon to capture different creatures which hide in locations suited to their species. So if you've got a Pokemon that's famous for like a water species, you might find it near a pool or a bathtub or a lake, stuff like that. As users move around the virtual map, their smartphone will vibrate to let them know when a Pokemon is nearby. Gamers can then throw a Pokeball at the creature in an attempt to capture it and add it to their collection.
So it's just a huge interruption in your life.
It's a treasure hunt.
Dude.
Yeah.
And people are, yes, that's the thing. Like when you say that, that's the thing, and that's how people are treating this, dude. I had a text string with Ty.
What's the end game? Hold on. What's the end game? What
It's
do you
just
win?
like any video game. Nothing.
You get points towards something? Nothing?
No.
You get a T-shirt?
No.
Fuck.
What do you get when you win Madden? You know the Super
Well,
Bowl. in
you were
Madden?
doing those stupid Las Vegas things, right?
That was actually
Yeah.
that's the only game I've ever played that was actually worth it.
Yeah, because they give you real
right. I got a free
rewards.
hotel room one night out of that.
So this
game.
is just bragging rights. Like, oh, I found
700 Pokemon.
Well, like I said, what was the point of
I
playing
found
Madden? What's the point of
701.
playing,
Yeah.
any of those games?
Well, there are concerns that people are getting hurt with this thing because they're, like E said, they're kind of walking around blind.
Dude, that's what it's like. It is people. Like, luckily, in the Plymouth setting I was at, the main roads were actually shut down because of the art fair, so it didn't matter. But that's
All right, so explain this. It comes up on your camera function.
Yeah.
Your camera function comes open, and then a Pokemon is superimposed into the real world.
Yeah.
So you're looking through your camera. I'm looking at Miguel, and there could be one on your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I rolled the ball at him. I got it. I got
Got
the
it.
second one.
Yes. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. But people are driving down the road looking at their Pokemon. They're like, oh my God, there's one. And they're like, "Arr!" whip over to the side of the road and fucking try to collect it.
So weird.
And so people are walking into traffic. One girl walked into a ditch and rolled her ankle.
One girl found a dead body, I heard.
Yeah.
She like walked down an embankment and was looking along a river and found a dead
Probably
body.
for one of those water ones that are elusive, hard to find.
Sure.
But yeah, she found a dead body. Kyrie Tompkins fell on the pavement, twisted her ankle. Not even 30 minutes after the release last night, I slipped and fell down a ditch, fractured my 5th metatarsal bone in my foot. 6 to 8 weeks for recovery. I told the doctors I was walking my dog. Several pictures emerged of people chasing creatures in all sorts of dangerous situations, including while driving. Last week, 4 teenagers were charged with first-degree robbery. So I guess there's a lure thing where you can put Pokemon creatures down somewhere and be like, oh, look, there's one here. And so some mom did this. She was like, oh, there's a Pokemon. There's like a lure feature. And so she's like zombies. All these kids come out of their homes
Oh boy.
chasing this Pokemon thing, none of them with parents.
A pedophile's dream.
Dude. And so that's what the worry is. Like, and there are already reports of people like taking advantage of this situation. Like, okay, we lure people to some remote place to collect a Pokemon, and then we rob them, and that's gone on. There were 4 teenagers that were arrested.
God, it's only been open for like 4 days.
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Yep.
The ne'er-do-wells are all over it.
Brett Miller, Jameen Warner, Shane Backer, and then an underage 16-year-old were charged with luring alleged victims to certain areas, and then they were able to pounce. They baited their victims with the lure element of the game before robbing them in secluded areas.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Don't you think like whatever comes out next using this feature will be way, way better? Like
Yeah,
they're
probably.
they're gonna learn from this experience and make it really cool.
Dude.
For a totally
Yeah,
different game.
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And a
Yeah, 'cause
text
it's a neat idea. It really is.
in a text
Yeah.
string with Ty about this game today, because I referenced that I uploaded it. He's like, he witnessed, for one, 2 girls leaving class, mid-class, to go find a Pokemon. And then he also witnessed 2 grown men hugging because they finally found a water one.
2 unrelated grown men. They're
Yes,
just like,
unrelated grown men hugging because they found a water.
see, this could be great socially, right?
No, Ty actually did make a good point. When we saw it on Saturday, it was social, though. People were interacting with each other and talking to each other. It was like
I
people
would
were
think
meeting
people would
each
just
other.
go, "What a dork! You're playing a child's game."
Yeah, they
Like,
will
this-
within another week. But right now, it's hot.
You think?
Not
I would.
with this
dude,
generation, dude.
I know this generation grew up with Pokemon.
That's not
but
what it is,
I would
though.
think that this is meant for children.
It's not meant
weird.
for children.
My Little Pony's having the same kind of thing. Like they have those My Little Pony festivals where adults dress up as My Little Pony.
Yeah,
And,
Ian, I know about those.
Yeah.
yeah, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what to make of that. If it's just some creepy pedophile dream or what. But yeah, I'd be horrified.
You're
To go,
not
oh
making
yeah,
fun-
I got to walk out of this bar really quick because I found a Pokemon
Dude,
on the street.
If you did that right now, you would have a better chance at hooking up with somebody. Like you'd look more cool than if you weren't, dude.
'Cause you're on
I
the
know
cutting
it's,
edge.
Right. I
That's
know
what I'm
it's
saying,
just
though,
this.
wait a week and this shit'll be like.
I get it. That's how all this stuff goes. It comes and goes so fast. But dude, there was as many people outside of the bar on Saturday night playing Pokemon as there were in the bar.
I read some article too. Everybody's looking for an angle on this thing, so they're like, "Oh, this is getting kids exercise."
Oh, jeez.
The big criticism is everybody wants to play
Oh,
video
yeah.
games and sit on their ass, but this is here's Joe Schmo who walked 10
around.
miles today looking for his car allegedly, but he was actually playing Pokemon.
I know. I should
Yeah,
totally
it's going to be
let
hard
someone
for me
do it.
because I keep turning my app on and I'm like, I don't see any in the house
You
here.
go by
So
your
unless
pool. Your pool might have one. I just thought about that a second ago. I'm like, your pool might have one.
So both you assholes have this.
I
app?
have it now.
Dude, I'll
in.
probably never open it again. But I just wanted to see
Yeah.
what are they talking? Like none of it. As I was reading stories, it wasn't making sense to me in a real way. I was like, dude, I don't know these people or these things, so I wanted to see if it was something.
Yeah, my problem is I don't know the
Kind of get the
characters.
gist of. I just don't know how they're placed there. And you guys talking about God or some wizard placing these around?
Dude,
Like
it's a computer program.
I
It
know.
goes, all
but-
right, Miguel is
but there's
here.
a lure factor. I don't know who's in charge of the lure. Like, can I draw kids here? Like, if I want to jack off in front of a bunch of kids,
I don't know
Can
the
I
lure
lure them to
I-
my property by going, oh yeah, there's a Pokemon here. Ugh.
I don't know
And then
how
they
the
come in and
lure
go, look at
works.
my dick, look at my dick, look at my dick.
I'm not going to
Can I
pretend
do
to know
that?
how the lure factor works.
I mean, that's game changing to me.
Yeah.
If I can lure little kids here, that's game changing, and I want to know how that part of it works. I get that there's a grand wizard somewhere that's leaving these Easter eggs around town. I got it, but I still don't understand the lure factor.
I'll have to look at that. Hey, Zot Ford is conducting its Amazing Key for Key event. Right now, you can exchange your current vehicle for a brand new 2016 or 17 Ford without spending a dime out of your pocket. Also, their goal is to match or lower your monthly payment. Zot Ford will assist you in terminating the remainder of your loan or lease, no matter what you owe. This event features a straight key for key exchange. Give them the keys to your vehicle, and they will give you the keys to a brand new Ford. Plus, Zot Ford will make your first month's payment. Hurry when July ends. So does Key for Key.
I got to show you guys this video that's been posted online, kind of going viral, I suppose. Of this, another one. He's like filming the Uber driver.
Uber.
Yeah, you got me, motherfucker.
So this woman is claiming that this dude refused to take her to the ER, and then was just like, "Get out of my car! I want you out of my car!" and screaming at her. And so
Yeah.
she's filming it. You want to see some of this?
We're at the hospital. Administration is right here.
I'm going
Get
to
in
the
there.
emergency room, sir.
Get in there.
Where-
Get out of my car now.
Where is my
Get out
destination?
of my car now.
Sir, I'm asking
Get
you.
out of my car now. I have the right
to tell you when to get out of my car. It's right now.
Yeah,
I
get out.
don't know where I am. I'm asking you where is my destination. If you will kindly point at where I am
pulled
supposed
into
to
your
go.
destination. It said here I was at your destination. It's over. Get out of my car now.
It said 1760.
Get out of my car now.
Sir, it said...
Get out of my car now.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you won't fucking get out of my car.
But you're not to yell at me.
You're not to yell at me.
You are not to yell at me.
911.
Do it.
He's threatening
Do
911.
it. Do it.
Filmed in portrait, of course.
Yeah.
He's a large bearded
Where is
gentleman.
my
Get
destination?
out of my car.
Sir, can you just tell
Get
me?
out of my goddamn car now.
Sir, can you
Unbuckling,
please tell me where
unbuckling.
my
Oh
destination?
boy.
Yeah. Get her.
Shit's on now.
Fuck yeah. Let's
It's coming around the door.
Get out of the car.
Can you please tell me where my destination is?
What is
The
wrong with
ride
this
is
chick?
over.
It's
you
right
have been
there.
extremely rude, extremely condescending this
How
whole
have
trip.
I been extremely
gonna have a heart
rude?
attack.
Kept me waiting way too long. You showed up and told me you were in a hurry when you showed no actual effort to be in a hurry. Get out of my car now.
I am just
Get
asking
out
you.
of my car now.
I don't know where I am.
Get out of my car now. God damn you to hell.
Sir,
Get out of my car.
I am
Get
asking
out
you.
of my car. It is my fucking goddamn property. Get out now. Now.
Settle down, poops.
You are facing
Get
very.
out right fucking now.
You are facing.
Get
a very,
out of my car. I'm facing a fucking moron. Get out. No.
She's playing with fire,
You're
man.
facing. A,
No.
you have no right to scream at me.
I will fucking talk to you any goddamn way I want.
That's right.
Really?
Yes, I fucking will.
Bitch, get out of the fucking
And
car.
Oh, dude.
He
You have
pulled up
the
to the
right
hospital.
To scream at me?
Yeah.
Get out of my car!
You have the right to scream at me.
I have asked
It doesn't
you to leave
matter.
my car multiple times.
And
Get
I
out of
am
my car.
asking you in a
Get out
very
of my car.
educated manner, where am I?
You're at a hospital where
Where-
you need to be. Get out of my car! Can you get her out of my car, please?
Finally, someone comes.
Where is the emergency room?
It's on the other side. I'll walk
On the other side?
I'll walk you over. Get out of my car!
Yeah, nice trip to the emergency room. Real
Yeah.
emergency.
What's she
right?
there
She'll
for if
sit
she's in
there
a
and-
right?
What a bitch.
What pisses me off about that is she's obviously done something to make this dude irate, right? You're once again, we're jumping into the middle of an altercation. She's on the sly filming this and she knows it's being filmed, so she's being completely calm and doing that passive aggressive
Yeah.
fucking asshole thing that we all know. Fucking typical woman. Typical woman. I'm gonna light a fucking fuse. I'm gonna light a fuse and then step back and go, oh, why are you yelling? Why are you screaming? What's the matter with you? Get out of my car! No! Guy's gonna have a coronary.
Oh my god, that guy was losing it.
Oh, and you're right, dude. She was playing with fire.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy at any moment was mad enough to turn around and shoot her face.
Oof.
Punch her face at least. At least punch her face.
Lucky she didn't see a bull app on her on his Uber phone.
Oh,
he'd be dead right now.
Yeah, Beelzebub, you mean?
Dude, Uber's having a problem, man.
Well,
Yeah.
Dude, what is she talking about? This you don't have the right to talk about her. Like, dude, he is just a driver. He's a regular person just driving his own car. I mean, I know it's through an app, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, you don't have the right to sit in this car anymore. Trip's over,
Right.
bitch.
He's
you pulled up
told
to the
you,
hospital. Get out.
He has told you that your ride is over, so you're in his car now, just sitting there.
Yeah. Call another Uber driver if you want someone to drive you around the back of the hospital. We've all been to those big hospitals. It's like, oh, the emergency room's around this way or that way. He was done with that chick.
And
Done with her.
clearly something, like you said, stuff happened before that. He mentioned her being condescending the whole time or something. So
Yeah. Well, Uber's come out with a statement, of course. Oh, this conduct has no place on our platform. Oh, jeez. We're reviewing the matter. Look seriously into that.
Yeah,
will you?
it's a cool business model, but that's what you end up with, you know? You end up with a bunch of rogue dudes just doing whatever. And
Well, not
Yeah.
just them, but the people that are taking. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing when you're in Chicago or in New York and you're just doing it instead of a cab. But dude, when you're getting people that are using it to go to go to emergency, why doesn't she have a car? Why doesn't she have someone that could drive her to the emergency room? You know?
Well, she could just be visiting someone at the emergency room. Who knows?
I
But
guess.
but yeah, it's
Why wouldn't you
still
just want to
funny
get
as
out
shit
anyway,
to hear
by
that
the
guy
way?
losing his ass, man.
Why wouldn't you want to just get out, no matter what, anyway?
Because she knows she's filming something
I
that
know.
will get played on places like this.
Right.
You
Just
know?
thinking dollar signs somehow. Will this turn into dollar signs for me? He's losing his shit. Will he hit me?
Yeah. Yeah.
See if he'll hit me.
Yep. Can
Yeah,
I turn
you're
this
right.
into a racist thing? I don't know what ethnicity she is, but can we turn this into a sexist thing? Can we? I mean, people are so opportunistic. It's the first thing you see anymore. I mean, look at the kid that was killed by the cops. The one that with the 15-year-old fat kid was crying.
Right.
And the whole family standing there filming the press conference.
Right,
Like,
why are you filming?
you're on stage. That's like the entertainer on stage filming the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, dude.
Yeah.
You're what people are there for. Let them film you. You don't film them. But yeah, we're in this world right now of filming everything, looking for that magic, viral moment that you can capture. It's just weird.
Hell yes.
People caught some. One moment that's going viral now is the Hollywood Vampires.
Yeah, the Johnny Depp band, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Joe Perry and Matt Sorum.
Well, nobody mentions Matt Sorum for some reason. I don't know why that is, dude. It's weird to me. But they were in Brooklyn last night in Coney Island, and and yeah, every time I see them like together as a band shot, it's Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, and Johnny Depp. Every time they play out, it's like they mention, oh, the Hollywood Vampires includes Johnny Depp, Alice Cooper, Joe Perry, and it's like, dude, Matt Sorum is in that band too. Like, what? Why is Matt Sorum not respected at all? I mean, he's a world-class drummer.
Yeah, clearly he's not being cut in as much as them, but yeah, you'd think he would add something to that bill.
Dude, I mean, he was
Doesn't
in
take away from
Guns
it.
N' Roses, Velvet Revolver. I mean, he's a...
Yeah.
I don't know. It jumps out at me as like, why wouldn't you just include his name in there? I don't know. It seems weird. Anyway, Joe Perry, they're saying maybe he had a heart attack last night on stage.
No. How old is he?
Oh, he's
up
got to
there.
be 66.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere around there. He's been stabilized, and initial reports that he was taken to the hospital in critical. I don't know how much of that's true, and you can't trust the media because they'll just announce that he was in critical, and then we'll figure out the facts later and let you know. So who knows if he was really in that dire of a moment. But he lost consciousness backstage, went into cardiac arrest. One eyewitness said the musician had to be administered CPR by medics, who then transported him to the Coney Island Hospital. He was then he's now been transferred to the Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in stable condition.
Wow, that's serious shit.
Yeah, the weirdest part is the band continued to play after Perry's exit on Sunday night. Cooper later addressed the audience around 10 o'clock at night. If you notice, one of our brothers is not on stage with us. He's very sick before the show. And then he led the crowd in a "Get well, Joe" chant. Does that seem like if you had a heart attack mid-show, God forbid?
They must not have dreamt it was that serious, right? Must have been like, I'm not feeling well, man. I can't go.
Yeah, you want to play it? There's video that captured some, but he doesn't cut. Like here he's playing, rocking out, and then right here it's just like, ooh, something doesn't feel right.
Yep, better get out of here.
Saunter off stage.
Oh, I'm not.
See Sorum look
Where's
over like
the lead guitar?
You're supposed to be in a badass solo right now. What's going on?
Yeah, Depp can't carry this. Come on.
We've got Johnny Depp carrying the load now. Someone else come out?
Yeah, then they're so shuffling him behind there. Looks like group shuffled him behind.
Yeah.
Wow.
Weird. So the Hollywood Vampires, most people probably aren't terribly familiar with this band, but looks like they do a lot of covers, blah, blah, blah. But they're coming to Detroit like in a week.
Really?
Is it next Saturday?
DTE, right?
Yeah, I can't believe they're playing DTE.
Can that sell out DTE?
No.
Pine Knob, as it were.
Yeah. My guess is no, because I'm seeing a ton of commercials for it. And the only reason they were going to run ads is if ticket sales are not quite what they expected.
If you don't have Joe Perry there, better have a good replacement.
See, I think Johnny Depp can draw throngs of people that just want to say that they were in the same room with Johnny Depp.
guess.
Alice Cooper
Yeah.
could draw, but Johnny Depp is huge. You know, people are not going there to hear, you know, cover songs. They're going there to see Johnny Depp, and they're going there to see Joe Perry and Alice Cooper. Some of us would go to see Matt Sorum, but you know, whatever. So
Might want to mention him. I don't know.
Throw his name out there. I mean, why not? So yeah. Anyway, July 16th at DTE. If
Pine
anyone
Knob.
wants to go, Pine Knob. Yeah, check them out. Did you see the UFC sold?
I did. Yeah, for like $4 billion, right?
Yeah.
That's something.
That's
It's
crazy.
just taking over the fight game.
Yeah.
We were growing up, boxing was the big thing. UFC could have never been imagined. I mean, you had it sort of off on the side, the periphery. Some kids had these videos like, oh yeah, you know, Shamrock v. whoever, Hoist Gracie, you know, was just coming on the scene with his crazy ass moves. But yeah, I mean, this just rules the fucking fight world.
Yeah, it's mega now. It's an interesting story too. They say it's the largest sale in sports history, $4 billion. The Yankees could get more than that for sale in sports.
Just hasn't happened.
Right. The Cowboys could obviously, I would think the Cowboys and Yankees, I would think, and pro sports could get more than that. But anyway, they're going to make an official announcement today, depending on when you're listening to this show. It's supposed to be Monday, that it's been sold to a group of owners, including WME and IMG, as well as some private equity firms. The deal was the primary owners, Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta, relinquish their 81% stake. Think about that, dude. 81%. You own 81% of the UFC. While they'll remain minor investors, Dana White will continue his role as the president. He told ESPN that his responsibilities of controlling day-to-day operations within the company won't change, just doing it without my best friends and partners for 20 years. He says it's bittersweet, but assured fans they have nothing to worry about going forward. Exact opposite. Sport is going to the next level. White is set to make $466 million from his 9% stake.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Jeez, that puts it in perspective.
Hey, did Rogan have ownership in that, or just he was the announcer, or is the announcer?
He's a commentator. I mean, he's as big a name as anybody in that sport. I mean, he's
the face of the thing in
totally.
large part.
Yeah.
Did I hear he's going to duck out, though?
He has said numerous times on his podcast that if the UFC were sold, he's out. So I don't know. I'd be interested to know what he has to say. I don't know why that would be.
It's a weird thing to say.
Why
If
does it
sold,
matter,
I'm out.
really?
Like, well,
Right.
what if the situation's even better than it is now?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Just across the board. If it's sold, I'm out.
So White obviously was the promotional face of this company, and these brothers were the chairman, you know, kind of behind the scenes guys, and they use their I guess they've got casino money, and so they use their casino money to keep this thing afloat. When it started out, they bought into this, the three of them, Dana White and these other two, for like $1.9 million back a few years ago, and they just sold it today for $4 billion. That's insane. The new owners are going to be led by that WME and IMG talent agency, which is run by Ari Emanuel, who most people will know as he was the super agent Ari Gold on Entourage.
The model
is
for that.
based on Ari Emanuel, and so
Isn't that Rahm Emanuel's brother?
Is it?
I think it is.
Yeah,
Either
I think you're
brother
right.
Or cousin or something.
I think you're right. Crazy though. He was big in he's been working, I guess, with the UFC for years, and was big in getting them their Fox deal, multi-million-dollar Fox deal. So anyway, how we doing on email?
We do
Jay?
have some email, Mike. Before we get to that, we've got to mention our buddy Merck. You all know Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial by now. He is offering our listeners a great special. If you are one of the next 10 listeners to make an appointment for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation portfolio review, he will give you a $50 gift certificate to your favorite restaurant. What if it's Taco Bell? Will he still do that?
Sure. Yeah.
$50 worth of Taco Bell.
Dude, $50 worth of Taco
Kick-ass,
Bell.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
actually.
if you think about it,
It's actually a
$50
better
at Big
move.
Rock will take care of half your meal, but $50 at Taco Bell is
probably the
food
smart
for a
move.
month.
This is a smart move.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been thinking about calling Mark, now is the time to do it. Call
Little Caesars.
248-626-2000 and ask for Mark. Yeah, how many
That'd be-
pizzas would that be? How many $5 pizzas would that be?
20?
$50, yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
That's the good deal. You should go in there and see if you can get 20.
25?
Pizzas.
I don't remember.
25. Actually, yeah, we were laughing at you a little bit behind your back. 25.
25?
Exactly right.
Dude,
Can you imagine?
that could 25 Little Caesar pizzas
Spending too much
could be my
time.
whole year almost.
25 of them?
Yeah, because I just buy those and set them in my car and eat a little bit here and there.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
Well, you need to go to Merck, get your $50 gift certificate so you can get 25 $5 pizzas from Little Caesars.
It'll be worth it.
Awesome.
Hell
deal.
yeah, that is a hell of a deal.
And then you do also have to mention
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
I have to mention that when I go in, or I just had to say that?
No, you had to just mention that just now.
okay.
So thanks for doing that.
I think it's kind of bullshitty, though, of Merck, because I went in there and took care of some financials.
Oh, and then
I don't,
he starts
and now
this promotion.
it's
That
like,
son
dude,
of a bitch. You could have had 25 $5 pizzas.
You've been set for a year. That's
Dude.
almost a year worth of food.
Dude, you know what I'd give for 25 hot and ready pizzas right now? I mean, $50, obviously, but god damn.
Regardless
Well,
of the
actually,
math, how is that almost a year's worth of food? Ian?
Because that can be.
So, yeah, how does that break out? You eat a full pizza in
How
2
many
days?
weeks in a year?
maybe
How many
half-
weeks in a year?
Maybe half a year.
How many weeks in a year again?
Yeah, I guess that can only be like a month, but.
Yeah, if you had to eat
It could
every day.
maybe-
Are
maybe
we
2
assuming you
months.
eat every day?
Maybe
like
2
a normal
months.
human
right,
being?
Right, you're right. Maybe it's 2 months.
So a pizza
could
will
stretch
last
it to
you how
2.
long? 2 days?
No, you're right. So maybe a month, maybe.
It's 2 meals.
Yeah.
So do you eat more than twice a day? Did you eat once a day?
I could work it out. If I had to, I could eat.
You don't hibernate, do you?
No. But if you gave me 25 Little Caesars pizzas, I could eat nothing but that for a whole month.
You know,
I think if he called Merck, by the way, and said, yeah, I want to come in and get my 25 free pizzas from Little Caesars, he'd go, I'm just going to send you a gift certificate. Don't come into my office.
Don't worry about that.
Don't come anywhere near.
Yeah, you know what?
We don't need you sitting in the waiting room. We don't need you.
We're going to make a sweetheart deal with you, Big E. You don't even have to show up. I will mail it to the Fady Manor, and
What about my
please don't ever show up
consultation,
here.
Before we
On
get
my
to
financials.
email proper, I wanted to play you a couple waves. This one, of course, has to do with the hideousness of E's foot.
The hideousness of that foot will haunt my dreams forever.
Amy Lynn had an experience when she viewed the foot online and had this comment.
I just thought of E's feet are so disgusting. It's almost too bad you can't lop off feet and let them grow back like lizards' tails.
I agree.
Because I don't think they're ever going to recover. I can't even unsee them now.
Yeah,
Lizard tails.
this was troubling as shit because I saw a lot of people were having fun with that. It got tremendous play online, but every time someone commented on it, it showed up in people's feeds, and they were like, people were trying to make packs. They're like, please stop making a comment on E's feed. It keeps popping up in my fucking feed.
Yeah, one particular listener would not stop commenting on it, and then someone has noticed one time at one point, someone was like in all caps, "God damn it, blank! Stop commenting on this."
Well, Cote Fu has this to say.
Cote Fu, really good.
I think you should package Biggie up, saunter him down to the local Oriental mani-pedi place, let him peel off those socks and shoes, and start filming. That would be gold.
That's actually a pretty decent idea.
Kind of a good idea.
See their reaction.
Wow. What would they do?
Me sorry.
What you'd have to do is
get
well,
that no.
Well,
please.
most of this stuff, you'd have to have somebody else in there, already just under just getting their own thing, and I would just walk in by myself, and they'd have to just hold their camera.
This would be interesting in California. Whenever I'm out in Northern California, they're on every block, like every strip. They're like party stores. In every strip
Is that
mall,
right?
there's a foot massage place, and you go in there and you can get like a foot massage or a head massage or both.
Or a dick massage.
Yeah, and they'll have like theater seating. Like you just sit in there and they've just got little foot.
Oh, really? It's
tubs
it's
in
not
there.
a front for a dick massage?
No.
Oh.
No. And you just go in there and they're open like late hours and shit, and people just
It's
go
a
in
thing.
and sit down, and they just get these they're like $20 or something, and they'll massage your feet and bathe them. Like I wonder what they would do if E stumbled in there with that.
No.
You get out the store immediately. Read it, you. Sorry, we close early today.
We close. There's several people in here in line ready.
Doesn't matter. That's a family. They work here. For you, sir, we are closed permanently.
So if you're not on Wave yet, get it. Go to your app store, WAVVE Wave, and it'll allow you to easily download and get on our channel.
Join the conversation, and it's fun when people have interesting takes on things. We like to play those on the show as part of the email segment. So, as Jay said, you can join the fun.
Carmen writes in concerning quarters. Hey guys, thought I'd buzz in a response about the guy who's written in about making the poor Amish girl count change so that he could get his quarters back. I'm here to say that it's legit. He's my husband. For a long time, this would piss me off when he would be in line, when we'd be in line at a store to pay, and he would do this. But then I saw how rude and stupid some cashiers would react to him. I myself am a clerk cashier, work in a very small rural. God damn it, she made me say rural.
Yeah, you hate that word.
What was the one I couldn't handle the other day?
Hurriedly
and rural. I work in a very
rural,
small.
in fairness to you, rural sucks.
Small rural family-owned meat market where the place is right smack in Amish land. There's even a campground nearby called Amishville. You can't make this shit up. It's a good job, but the conversation there is very limited unless you want to discuss the latest episode of The Voice or talk about someone's trip to the Creation Museum. When I get home, my husband will have your show playing, and it's a huge relief to hear there are people who live outside of this box. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for reading his letters on the show, and I hope you read mine so we can hear it. Thanks, Carmen. Hey, Carmen.
There you go, Carmen.
There
Just
you go.
did.
Welcome.
David writes in, so Big E thought about getting an Uber instead of bugging his mom, but didn't think he had enough battery life. So instead, he documents the night with Snapchat, completely depleting the remaining battery life of his phone.
Well-
His poor decision-making cannot be blamed on alcohol, as he only had, quote, 3 beers.
I'll say that what happened was the last snap of that night, where it's like 5 a.m, we'd already determined that there was not enough battery left. The other ones going on, we just thought we were going to find the car. I had battery. At one point, we just assumed we would find the car. So it wasn't like I was using it going like, oh, well, I don't have battery left. But whatever, it is what it is.
I woke up thinking about that again today.
I know.
I don't think we even covered enough how absurd that is that two grown adults in their 30s, late 30s.
Dude, me and Ty.
To me, no, it's the TCG angle of it, to me, that hit me today.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. I mean, we know E, right? But there's another guy who would wander around with this dude weekend after weekend, pick up chicks with this, quote unquote, with this dude.
Yeah.
Do all this shit with him, live a dual
Maybe
life
I'm
with
actually
this guy.
a good friend or something. I don't know.
And there's this guy, right? And that fits with that. Mold.
Relatively normal individual.
Yeah, really, dude. That's what kills me, man.
Yeah. And how two of you could lose a car for hours.
That was
it's just remarkable. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
No, you're right.
People
You're
lose
right.
cars, but
no, you're right. And that was. I'd have to show you them. Maybe I'll show you the map at some point. But that was the thing that we kept saying to each other. Is that we kept stating our age and level of sobriety and how ridiculous it was we couldn't find the car.
I just can't imagine.
Which is why, by the way, we held off as long as we did asking anybody. We were actually both very embarrassed by it, so we held off until the only reason we even ended up calling somebody is it was now 5 a.m. and our phones were dead, and we still didn't even have a clue where to be looking anymore. We were that lost.
That is shocking to me. Like, I get it. You're in an area you're not familiar with. You parked down a residential street. I could totally see losing which street you're on. But to not even realize, like, oh, dude, yes, I remember we walked out on the main street, and here's this. We must be that way.
Dude, I walked around because I went the next day, as I said, and when I parked when I was walking around the next day and seeing places that we'd been walking the night before, it was like, I don't know if people used to do this, but when you would go Halloween trick-or-treating and you're a kid and like at night you're running through the neighborhood and then in the day you're kind of like, wow, it looks so different or something. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. That's what it looked like to me.
I don't think you can explain this one away.
I'm not explaining it away. I'm just saying I agree. We were both incredibly embarrassed by the situation. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, here's one. Kate writes in, hey, Jay, Mike, and my fave, Big E. So there you go. I was at the Fifth Avenue Beach in Manistee with my family this weekend, too, and I totally saw you. You were the passenger in a black SUV. I told my husband, I think Mr. Detroitcast just drove by.
Get out of
here. He accused
here.
me of being a crazy obsessed fan, and I kind of agreed. Can you imagine the in-your-face text he got this morning when I heard you say that you were in Manistee? Anyway, love the show, Kate. Okay, I was the passenger in a black SUV for about 3 blocks. That was such a snippet of my life. Like, I am the most...
Oh, my God, dude.
Just white guy.
Yeah.
You see me a million times a day.
Yeah.
I can't believe Kate saw me and thought that was me, like not knowing.
Yeah,
I'd be in
there's
Manistee.
nothing about you that stands out as
Nothing.
remarkable.
No,
it's
nothing.
not like you know,
Zero.
You've like Big E. You can go, yeah, the plume, the
I'm
glasses,
standard white guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like you wear athletic gear or T-shirt and shorts.
Just sitting there as a passenger in a car for literally 3 blocks.
Up here. That's up north, like west side of the state, up north.
40 miles from Traverse.
Wow.
Well, what a shock that 2 groups of white people be in the same place at the same time.
Doing very white things.
Right.
Very white.
That's amazing.
We did some white things this week.
Yeah, it
Dude,
kind of creeps me out
is
a little bit, Kate, but
that shouldn't creep you out. That's remarkable, dude. I mean, like, you think about it with a radio tower, you're tied to 60 miles of where that 50,000 watt, 35,000 watt tower is. Up north, some of those get 100 or 200,000 watts as they try to reach these rural stretches of land. But yeah, dude. I mean, you would never get recognized somewhere up north from a radio show in Metro Detroit. That's crazy.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
Lastly, thanks to Charlie Wahlberg, well-known marketing guru in Detroit, took the time to meet with us last week. That was very cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate his time and insight. And say hi to his sister, Kim, who's a huge listener. Apparently.
Yes.
So, thanks, Charlie, and thank
Reach
you,
is strong.
Kim,
Smart
for
guy.
listening. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
With that, we'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
All right. Well, let's kill her there then. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. Is there anything else we needed to
Amazon
mention?
link, Amazon. Please use that
Amazon.
link.
Amazon.
Use the Amazon link. As we've got, what is it, next week? Next Tuesday?
No, Prime is tomorrow, man.
It is. It's tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Amazon Prime. Tomorrow. Use it and use the link. So with that, we'll call it a day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.